Hiya guys, in this video you're going to see the 2019 Great YouTube Gardening and Community Meetup at Barton Grange Garden Centre. But first, a cautionary tale about planting herbs. So, our Claire said to me the weekend, I want to rearrange the herb garden into alphabetical order. Easier said than done. I said, Claire, do you realise that's quite a big job? Where are you going to find the time? She said it'll be next to the sage. Big day for us today, Ruby. Good to see you having a good breakfast. Good girl. So, in terms of the big YouTube gardening community meetup, how excited are you?
I am incredibly excited.
I'm incredibly excited as well. Yeah, I get a good day out with one of my daughters. We get to meet some great people, and we're going to spend a bit of money in the garden centre as well, get some plants. So yeah, it's a good day out all the way around. I mean, what else would you be doing on a Saturday? You're going to IKEA and buying tea lights? I don't think so. Yeah, right. Yeah, I've got my breakfast as well. Right, let's eat up and then we'll get on the road. We're on our way to the 2019, the inaugural. Means it's the first one. The inaugural Great YouTube Gardening Community Meetup. Yeah, it's raining though, isn't it, Roo?
Yeah.
But luckily, the place where we're going, it's got an undercover outside area. Oh yeah. So here we are at Barton Grange. Excitement levels are getting pretty high now, I can tell you. And then when we saw this lovely decorative archway made of plant pots, my first thought was, oh, how clever, that's a good idea. Do you know what Ruby said? She goes, what a waste of plant pots. Where else other than Lancashire would you see a palm tree against a sky that is as grey as that one? This is Ruby. Ruby likes pandas. This is a panda. This panda cost £4,000. £4,000! That's more than I spent on my car. Right, so the gang's here. We've got Kaylee from Dunningify. Bless you, Kaylee, for coming. You'd come all the way from York on a train. I hope it was worth your while. You made my day seeing you. Thanks for coming. It's Patricia's husband and Alice. Yep. The man, the guru has descended from Nirvana. Blue steel, look at that. Look at the way we're smouldering into the lens. You know, if I ever invent a plant, right, I'm going to call it Guru-eye Murfinder-eye, and then the common name will be blue steel.
Yeah, from the celestial palace.
Yeah.
Lights.
Nick's here. Because Ruby and I got there a little bit early, because I'm a worrywart and I hate being late for things, we were having a brief look round the garden centre part, looking at the plants, and I turned round and Nick's there smiling at me, and it was amazing. Nick, bless you, thank you for coming. And the lovely Patricia.
Hello.
And here's a selfie of me standing next to the lovely Patricia. I'm looking like a competition winner, aren't I? Well, I felt like that to get to meet her. It was brilliant to meet her. So also to you, Patricia, thank you so much for coming. It's made my day. And little farmer James. Yeah, James is into Star Wars, aren't you?
Well, that's my dad.
That's you. Yeah, but
Just make him work.
touch me down. Good man. Right, and Deputy Head Gardener Ruby.
Hello.
Right. Here she is, my right-hand woman in the garden, Ruby. Thanks for coming, darling. So the meetup's going well. We've all been in the cafe. Got a trolley now. We're going to go looking for some plants. Right, keep going forward, Ruth. So if there's any other gardening channels watching this and you've ever thought about having some kind of meet-up with other fellow YouTubers, I've got to say, just do it, honestly. It was just brilliant to meet all these people in the flesh. I normally just look at the beautiful faces on my phone when I'm sitting in my armchair at night. You've got to do it, guys. Arrange a meet-up. I'll be filming you, filming us.
Watching me, watching you.
Yeah. So the plant shopping was going well, but then the fire alarm's gone off. So I've had to leave my trolley inside. I got some Corsican mint and some other bits and bobs, but they're inside somewhere. So I'm hoping it's just a false alarm and they let everyone back in. So here we all are. We got some passerby to take a picture for us, a group selfie. I can say right now, I'm going to plant my flag in the ground here, guys. There will be another meet-up at some point. Don't know when, but this one was that brilliant. It needs to happen again. And the more people that come, the better. So there will be another meet-up. You heard it here first. We're back now from Barton Grange Garden Centre, where we met up with some brilliant people. I was just absolutely fantastic to see everyone. It was not in a bad way. It was so weird to see all these people that you watch on YouTube, to touch them in the flesh. And I think I actually did touch Nick. I says, can I touch you, make sure you're real? And I touched his arm, and God bless him, he let me. So yeah, it was brilliant though, absolutely brilliant. So we had Nick from Nick's Allotment Diary, Patricia from Sow and Grow, Kaylee from Dunningify, and the guru himself, Tony from Guru Murfinder. Go and check out those channels if you're not already there following. Now Kaylee had come all the way across the Pennines from York, and Nick he'd travelled quite a way as well. He'd come up from just outside of Chester. So it was just brilliant. Really, really brilliant. Honestly, I am proper made up that happened, and those people were there, and we all got to say hello. We all got to have a brew with each other, just have a bit of a chat. It was just ace. It was proper ace. So when Ruby and I left the garden centre, driving home along the A6, we took a bit of a detour and went to another garden centre a little bit closer to Lancaster. So I bought some bits at Barton Grange, and I also bought some bits from a place called Aston Road. So I'll show you what we've got. Here is today's plant haul, mainly for my backyard food forest garden, but there are one or two other bits that are either just an out and out sheer indulgence, or possibly for the allotment. So then, what have we got? I got two of these low growing lawn chamomiles. I'll put them in the food forest. I've got this fern, Polystitchum, however you pronounce it, and although I'm not going to eat it, because I don't actually think you can eat it, it's still going to go in the food forest, because over in that corner down there we've got a really dark spot that's got plant a fern in me written all over it, so that's exactly what I'll do. We got an alpine strawberry. The strawberries will go dotted along the edges. Mixture of low growing herbs and strawberry plants are being planted along these edges, so that's where the alpine will go. Now probably if we're up at the allotment, I've got some F1 Oarsman leeks, and if we don't decide to plant them in one of the raised beds at the plot, we've got plenty of space in between plants here that we can plant them. Likewise with the curly kale there, I've got a selection of herbs. The one I'm most taken with is this Corsican mint. Never smelt it before, and I can't stop rubbing it and smelling it. It's unusual. I'd say it's a little bit minty, it's a little bit catwee, it's a little bit musk. Yeah, unusual. So for my latest trick, once that's planted, the Corsican mint, I will get researching and find out the best way to use it as an edible. Do you just use it as you would any other mint, or is it particularly good with a certain type of meat, that kind of thing? We also got some marjoram, sage, some chives, because Claire likes the chives. What else did we get? Another type of marjoram and purple sage. Right. Now this blackberry was reduced to $5.99 and it's called Black Cascade. So I'll get that planted out, and I don't, obviously it's far too late in this year's growing season to get any fruits off it. But if you look down in amongst, there's plenty of new growth on there, so next year might be the year that we get some of these blackberries. So I need to, I'll be clever about where exactly I plant that, because obviously I want it to get big and a bit out of control. I want it to spread. Right, what else? Ah, Steeper gigantica, massive giant oats. It's a grass in, yeah, and this gets an awful lot bigger than that, and what we're going to do with that is plant it in that dustbin there, so it gives us height in that corner, if you can imagine, in the same way that some people would plant bamboo, that sort of height effect. And what was this one? Ah, raspberry. Yeah, the Ruby. I'm a sucker. I couldn't say no to her. She says, "Dad, there's a raspberry called Ruby Beauty. How much do you love me?" Well, how could I refuse? Hey, how could I say no to that? So we now have another raspberry called Ruby Beauty. I know very little about it yet. I don't know if it's a summer fruiting, an autumn fruiting. I don't know. But that will go over towards the back where I've planted a couple of other raspberry canes. Right, still got loads more here, guys. Chokeberry. I've been reading about these for a while, and I've actually got my hands on one. It's quite reasonably priced as well. Yeah, so $7.99 and black chokeberry. Now, from what I understand from what I've been reading about them, they are an edible, and they're more of a thing in America, it seems to be. They're more common over there than they are over here. So again, I know very little about it at the moment. I don't know how big exactly that bush is going to go. So again, I'll have to research it and be clever about where exactly I plant it. Because if you remember, guys, small stuff there, and the height's going to go up as we get towards the wall, because that's the sun shines onto that wall all day. So I want tall stuff at the back, coming down to smaller stuff over on that side. Right, Ruby picked this one. It's a white flowering thyme. I've got some French tarragon, smells very nice, and a hazelnut, Kentish cob hazelnut. So again, that'll go against this wall somewhere towards the back, or the side, depending which way you're looking at it, or yeah. But now, a little bit of research I've been doing recently about hazel is there's a bloke who farms hazel. He coppices it for the wood, and he does a coppice every 7 years. So I'm hoping that within that 7-year period I can get a good few years of nuts, and then I'll cut these stems off, and then I've got like a nice supply of canes for the garden. So still to come, what have we got over here? Got another fern. I've got some lovage. I believe it's a little bit like parsley. I don't think I've ever knowingly eaten it before, but I do know it's an edible. With a red cabbage, oh no, purple sprouting broccoli, because we forgot to plant our own from seed this year, so I've cheated and I bought some. Round cabbage, F1 January King. I bought this pretty sexy little caramel hookery. It's got a bit of moss in there. I need to weed that out, but yeah. So just an out and out ornamental, and I'll squeeze that in somewhere in the food forest, but for a nice little bit of colour. What's that there? Cavolo Nero kale, and what's fern is it? Linear male fern. So again, I've got a few spots where we can put some ferns. Right, so I don't know if you can tell in the video, it's started raining again. It's an extremely British summer weather that we're having. It's raining, so I'm not going to be planting these out anytime soon. I don't see any harm in leaving them there though, so we can get a good drink. Right, I'm getting drenched, guys. I'm going in.